So you think you got something to say? Well, why not just listen to these two dudes you don't know and collect their 2 cents? Well, 4 cents collectively. Maybe 5. You could make a nickel if they make any sense to you.
I mean, this is all garbage. No one should listen to this in the first place.
Stool with Matt and Nick.
So yeah, I just find that funny too because the person who invited me, I'm pretty sure really does like care about that, like privacy. I can't have my things being, and I just know actually a lot of people that are like that, but none of them are doing anything wrong, or at least as far as I know. I mean, maybe they're doing terrible things, and I just don't know that about them, but I just find those like hyper paranoid people who have nothing to worry about to be like some of the funniest character.
I used to be like that years ago, especially like late teens, early 20s. Like, I don't know why I was paranoid that I guess granted that was around the time that it was being revealed that, what is it? The government agency that monitors everything. You know what I'm talking about?
Like the NSA?
NSA, thank you. That was like the time that it was coming out, like, NSA is listening to everybody. So I was like, fuck you, you can't listen to my shit, even though I'm not doing anything. But I've chilled out. I've chilled out.
Well, that's what I like. I mean, it's fucked up. It's fucked up that they do that, but at the same time, it's really, I do stand in the sort of the camp of like, well, what do you got to hide? And I also believe that, like, because I know people, and a lot of this did come when, like, still weed was illegal, it's like, well, I don't want, like, if I'm trying to pick up a bag, like, I don't want to get busted because I'm sending text messages. But I would always tell people, like, the government is not wasting millions, billions of dollars to bust you from buying an eighth. Yeah. That is not how you're going to get caught buying an eighth of weed. You're going to get caught because you're driving like a moron and you got a bag in your glove compartment. That's how you're going to get busted.
Exactly.
Some shit like that's going to happen.
Yeah. Like my big conspiracy that I was like all gung-ho about years ago was the whole RFID chip thing, and how in 10 years everyone's going to be chipped like a dog and you could be tracked no matter where you are and all that. But soon after, like, I started getting it, well, not soon, but like a few years after I really got on that horse, they started putting RFID chips in everybody's credit card. And it's like, okay, well, they didn't need to put it in you because you have it on you all the fucking time. So it's like...
What a great, yeah. Oh, man, that is perfect. Yeah. And like, you know what? People are always going to want, what a great observation. People are always going to want to carry their money.
Right.
We don't need to hold them down and put a chip into their neck and make them suspicious. We just go, oh, no, this is to protect your money. Oh, it's to protect my money. Okay, well, I need to protect my money. I'll put that right. Yeah, gladly I'll carry that with me everywhere.
And then I'm going to get a special wallet that has like this, like, metal infused lining so they can't track my credit card that's in my back pocket. But let me bring out my phone quick and find the nearest Thai restaurant near me. I'm sure they can't track that shit.
And then like Google tells you like how many people are there right at that moment
exactly.
too. Like as well. Like, are you sure you want to go to this restaurant? It's very busy right now. Oh, I don't know. Oh, damn. Yeah. I think, like, here's a new conspiracy theory, that there's actually people that are just putting out conspiracy theories to sell more stuff to fight the conspiracy theories. So, like, they just come up with the chips, to then make people have the wallets and then get, and you just keep making more and more products off of, like, these people having these conspiracy theories.
Definitely. There was I saw a sign, a picture of a sign this morning that I kind of figured out was just an advertisement, like a way to get people into this one store. By the spelling and all that, and like the candor of the sign, it seemed like it's probably in the UK, but it was like an ice cream shop. And they had a big sign on their front door that said, "Please stop asking for tuna milkshakes." and is like, it's like you could try one of the 70 plus other flavors of milkshake that is on our menu, but it's like that's probably just a way to get people's eyebrows to raise and actually come in and get a different milkshake.
Well, I was gonna. That sounds actually like they kind of took that Nathan for You idea where he had the poop flavored frozen yogurt stand or restaurant or not restaurant. It wasn't a stand. I'm trying to think. Parlor, frozen yogurt parlor. Let's call it that. And he just wanted to drum up publicity by coming up with the poop flavor.
Well, I know you had that.
And I wish. Can we just be into it? Because I want to get it as we're talking about, as we're talking about conspiracy theories and branding and all these sorts of things. We got to talk about Mr. Potato Head, but we haven't even done our introductions yet today. So let's just quick get that out of the way, and we're going to get into Mr. Potato Head right after this, because I think this is the most brilliant, or it could have been the most brilliant marketing scheme that anybody's really tried to pull off in a while. So you do your thing.
We're ready. Well, howdy creeps. This is the Loose Stool Podcast. I'm Matt, sitting here talking to Nick, and I know that you're sipping on something over there. What you got in your hand, in your glass, my friend?
Well, I tell you what, I had a little bit of a half Long Hammer IPA made by Red Hook, of course, left over from last night, and I poured a little orange juice in it because it's Sunday morning. What's better than a little beer mosa? And oh my gosh, does this beer... Because, IPA and citrus work really well, but this has to be the best beer I've ever put some orange juice into. It honestly, if you get the proportions just right, which I've had happen like 2 or 3 times over the, pouring a more beer, pouring a more orange juice into it, it tastes like you're just taking a bite out of a fresh orange. Nice. It is delicious. So I start with that little one, and now I'm just keeping that going right now, and... little Big Ballard to come as this special 2-part episode gets kicked off here. Woo!
I think your throat's fine.
How about you, Matt? Yeah, we're coming back strong.
Oh, you hear that? What do you think I got? Maybe just a little bit of Jim Beam.
Oh, of course. That's right. So we got our drinks in order. We're ready to talk. We had that week off. I'm feeling better, thank God. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. But yeah, let's talk about this Mr. Potato Head thing. So I just let me get your thoughts on that first, because everybody's talking about it. But I just got this theory about what's really going on, and it's funny. But I want to hear what you think first.
Well, at first, when I heard about it, obviously my mind went straight to this overcorrection that seems to just be going on everywhere with everything. I don't know how much truth is in I heard that they're now Mrs. Potato Head comes with a mustache in her box, but let's face it, folks, Mrs. Potato Head always came with a mustache in her box. Zing.
Came with or came from?
Somewhere between the two. But I'm interested in your theory. So now that my dumbass joke's out of the way, what you got going in your brain?
Well, all right. So I had the same reaction as anybody. You hear the story the first time, you're just like, okay, this is ridiculous. Mr. Potato Head, really? Mr. Potato Head? And I was watching, I don't really remember what it was, but they were showing clips of other people commenting, and they showed what's that dude is Piers Morgan, that British dude on Fox is just an asshole. I think he's on Fox. Maybe he's on a different he was on some reality shows back in the day. I don't know, total prick. I think it's Piers Morgan is his name.
I'm way off.
No, that's Piers Brosnan, right?
Okay.
So that's what I wanted to make sure that, and not Pierce, this is Piers. Piers.
Multiple places to tie up your
Morgan.
boat.
Too much time spent in figuring out what that guy's name is, because he ain't worth it. But anyways, he did say this one thing. He goes, who cares? There's a little bit of my sickness. He goes, who cares about Mr. Potato Head? And that is literally just when the light bulb went off. And I'm like, who does care about Mr. Potato Head? What made Hasbro all of a sudden out of nowhere just say, you know what, we feel that this is insensitive and we need to just make a stand, to deal with this because we want to stand, they try to make it some political minded, higher minded, but no, this is what they did. They took a toy that's beloved by boomers, that they grew up with, that they knew if they did something to it would drive the boomers fucking mad, would just get them so riled up. Like, how are you going to ruin my childhood toy? So now you get all these people on all these news networks talking about this story, right? Mm-hmm. And when the boomers get mad, who does that make happy? Millennials and younger, who are the people who either have kids or will have kids in the near future, which are the people that Hasbro is trying to sell toys to.
Exactly.
So all they're doing, so they just picked a toy that they never sell. Like, you think they make any money off of fucking Mr. Potato Head anymore?
Probably not anymore.
Like, people have them, but this isn't like their business model. No, they used him as a casualty just to make a whole bunch of press so that we're talking about it, everybody's talking about it, and now it's just the best free advertisement you could possibly get, because, use the boomers, get them all mad, and it just causes conversation across the country. It was brilliant marketing. That's all it was.
Oh yeah, definitely. Drive up those. 'Cause I feel like every Mr. Potato Head that has been acquired in the past, 15 years. I mean, Toy Story came out in what, like 92, 3? I don't know.
94, I think the first one did. Yeah.
But I mean, every one of them has either been a hand-me-down or, some crappy thing covered in boogers at Goodwill. And, they get to actually start putting them in packaging again. Because I don't think they've done that in 15 years.
Well, and they will probably start selling more of them, too, just as as an extra bonus. But I honestly don't think their intent was ever to sell more Mr. Potato Heads. That's the point I'm trying to make. It's not about selling more, or I should say now, Potato Heads. They don't care about, redoing Potato Head, so all of a sudden it's the new toy that sweeps the nation. No, it's about selling all their other toys. They don't care about Mr. Potato Head. They just knew that He's a toy that is so near and dear to the boomers' hearts that they could cause an outrage, and all press is good press, right? Mm-hmm. Whether you get people mad or not, we're all sitting here, we're all talking about their toys, and it brings up, because Hasbro, I mean, they're like Connect 4, I think they probably have something to do with, Slinkies and all that crap, they own all these toys. So, it was, people, want to get so mad about it, and none of these corporate schemes have anything to do with them giving a shit about what's going on in people's heads. It's all about selling more product, and I know that's an obvious statement, but I just thought this was just they just did such a perfect they just picked the perfect target to get people so mad about something that's so dumb. So that I said, the light bulb went off and just goes, "Who cares about this?" And I went, "Really? Who does care about this?"
Well, yeah, it's like you were kind of getting at it. It's a brilliant way to get younger people to be like, "Yeah, Hasbro," and we're going to start it. We got to patronize Hasbro, or at least they're on the good list. Okay, so I just had a thought. This is a brand new thought that I haven't reviewed in my head, so it might be a little dangerous. But I kind of put it together just now. It's kind of like, this is going to sound bad. It's kind of like some of the businesses in cities where the BLM protests were going on that I feel put Black Lives Matter in their boarded up store windows just so people wouldn't trash their store. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't doubt that at least some people who did it for that reason. You just got to be careful with hyperbole in that case. Yeah, definitely everybody didn't do it for that reason. A lot of people did it for good reasons, but you're certainly right. I guarantee some people did put those signs up. Or let's go a little bit off of that, but in the same realm, I really hate these fucking corporate social responsibility companies I'm going to throw one out there right now. Big podcast fucking supporter. This Bomba Socks bullshit, right? Where they're like, if you buy